Tales from the Shit, Episode 3. Calling Bill Miller now.
Hey, your number's all ones.
Is it?
Yeah, it's funny.
That's interesting. It's like Al Qaeda, huh?
No, it's just all ones.
Huh. I don't know what happened. I'm calling from that 484 number. Huh. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's enough numbers. It looks shorter, but that's because ones are all skinny.
I think I had that happen once before. Someone called me. It was like all little digits. Well, anyways, this is Tales from the Shit, Episode 3 here. And have the twins come home yet? Are they still at the hospital?
They're still at the hospital. They're shitting at the hospital for now.
Ah, man, I was hoping to hear lots of changing diaper and poop stories, but I guess we gotta.
Well, I did change your diapers a few times.
Oh, how was that?
Well, let me tell you, when babies are like born, they don't eat anything except for milk. So that makes their shit kind of like it's like tar. It's not like poop or hard or lumpy. It's just all like just fucking like fucking wet tar, and it bubbles and it's all green because it's all dairy, you know. And dairy makes your poop green. If you ever had green poop, that's because you probably ate a box of Cheez-Its, you dummy.
Or fruit roll-ups.
Oh well, that's kind of like a bluish green.
Yeah.
I actually once ate a thing of American red, white, and blue Twizzlers, and I got it at like the drugstore, so they give you a real big bag of it, and It was the only thing I ate. So then I had like fucking weird green shit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you know, I'm the kind of guy that doesn't even chew up his food very well. So like sometimes I see like ropey bits of the taffy that's like almost digested, not really, like all mashed up in the stuff that I chewed up and turned into poop.
Speaking of that, so last week at our local comedy club, there's these two African American chaps that have been coming around. And yeah, one of them had a bit about making his girlfriend eat his shit, and the other guy pooped stuff too. So when they walked up to the club last week, I said hi to them, and I said, "Hey, I do a podcast with this other guy where we talk about poop, and we want you guys as guests on." And they were like, "Yeah, we'll do it." So
nice.
This Wednesday, if you're there and they're there, I was hoping maybe we can go inside the showroom, maybe just do 10, 15 minutes. But I don't know if we can do it in 15 minutes, but it's hard because you guys do your video game stuff now after the show. But hopefully we can squeeze it in either before the show, you know.
I don't know if I can make it this week because I got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, those guys, that one guy's shit story made me fucking gag. The way he said it was so fucking like, dude, he was so descriptive. Like for like an African chap, he like, you know, he speaks in like a pretty good English, but it's still like, it's not his first language. And the way that he was saying that he was vegan, and then how it smelled good to some people, just made me want to fucking throw the fuck up. Like I could just I could start tasting it. By the time he said he microwaved it, that's it. I had to leave. I'm a gross out humor kind of a guy. That was fucking brilliant. I commend that guy. That was a good bit.
It's hard to gross out Bill Miller, so if you did that, then, you know, you deserve
It's hard to gross me out. It's hard.
That's right.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, that's hard. Yes, I just took a shit before the show, and it was a painful one. Like, when I say painful, I mean, it was like one of those times where you take a spicy dump, and you don't realize, you try to think, like, what did I eat that was spicy? Like, it was burning. And I don't remember eating anything spicy yesterday, and I started stomping my feet like a caveman as it's coming out, like I want to take a shit like that in public, you know, where everyone's just. I remember every once in a while. I remember one time it was a holiday. I forgot what holiday it was, and I went to Target to get some stuff, and I had to poo. So there was only 2 stalls, and there was 2 guys in there, and one of them was like making noises. So I couldn't go in there. Then I went inside the family room, which is a 1-stall bathroom. But then the time I sat down, nothing came out. And then as soon as I got to the bus stop, I felt it coming out. So I called an Uber, thank God. And an African chap picked me up, and I got just to my house. But yeah, it's funny when you make the noises, like when it's really painful, like or you stomp, or you bite your finger or something. You're just that's the devil coming out of you. The devil.
Oh, the devil's coming back to bite you again. I like how we're describing black Africans. I mean, I feel like that's like a little redundant, black Africans. But anyway, that we're calling them African chaps.
Well,
and I find it amusing because the Brits, the British, had colonized them for so long that he's an African chap.
Yeah.
Good. But I own the farm. They just work on it. The African chaps work on the farm. I just own it.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of a word I can call them, but it's not nice. So I think African chaps is
I think it's
much
pretty
better.
Good. I think it's a neat little obscure dog whistle.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't know, because I got those guys to subscribe to my YouTube. I didn't ask them to, but they're like, "Oh yeah," and the guy's like, "Yeah, there's money in this, man." I said, "Well, I've been on YouTube for 13 years and I haven't really made any money." I said, "I don't think so." He's like, "No, man." He's like, and then the next day he saw how many subscribers I have, and he was like, "You're killing it, man." But I think he showed my channel to somebody, and I got a strike that night. So one of his black friends listened to an episode of the Josh Cast.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well, I
have no proof though.
I love them. They're our brothers and sisters, and please don't strike us.
Well, the Josh Jack Network is on life support right now. It has 2 strikes. So I have to make another week and a half to be able to upload. But I have to make it all the way till the beginning of the year without getting another strike. So that's not going to happen. There's no way I'm going to make it 3 months without getting another strike. So it's just a matter of time. So I'm just good. The good news is I backed up all my videos that I actually cared about, and I just have to start over. But you know what? The only good thing is, remember I told you there's a lot of people that don't listen. At least those people will be gone, because they don't. There's 80% of the people on my channel. Like if you have a YouTube channel, you're lucky if 20% of the people that subscribe to you actually watch your stuff. You're lucky. So
that's true.
I could start over, kind of.
I subscribe to a lot of stuff that I'm like, I'm not listening to that. Yeah, I'm not going to unsubscribe to PewDiePie,
Yeah, it's just weird, and people do the same thing with, I try to be supportive, and, I subscribe to this one guy who subscribed to me. He does horror stuff. I don't think I've ever watched one of his videos. One of them, not one, but I'm one of his subscribers, so I can understand why people just forget. Plus, we live in a short attention span type of thing. Anyways, back to the poo.
Yeah.
You ever take a bloody poo?
I've wiped to excess.
But you never had blood in your stool ever?
No.
Wow, you're lucky, man. I mean, it's happened to me quite a few times. The first time I remember it happened to me, I used to eat a lot of McDonald's as a kid. I stopped, and then I went 2 years without eating. I finally ate something, and there was blood in there. And I remember going, "Oh, this is why I don't eat McDonald's anymore." And then,
oh wow,
I started bleeding a couple of days in a row, and I looked it up online. It said if you're bleeding, you either have a hemorrhoid or it's something. So I think it wasn't hemorrhoid. I had to buy some Preparation H and put that back there.
On that.
And it did get rid of the roid. I had a roid.
Nice. Yeah, I had a hemorrhoid before. You just get witch hazel wipes, which is pretty much that's what Preparation H is.
Mm-hmm.
And they just shrink away. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Children, everyone has hemorrhoids every now and then. They come from stress or just plain old pushing.
I think that sometimes they also come with, I have no proof for this, but you sit down on a dirty toilet seat, which I don't think it happens from that. But
it comes from your asshole. Your asshole isn't touching any toilet seat.
Well, what if you just spread your cheeks and purposely put your butthole on it?
I don't know, man. I got the flattest ass that I know, and I never got my asshole on anything. My asshole has only touched fingers.
Oh, yeah. What about
the other way around?
Now, oatmeal. We talked about oatmeal a long time ago on the old show. I was eating oatmeal at my old job a year ago, and I stopped because I realized I was just pooing at work. And I don't mind pooing at work if I have to, but I would like to not poo at work. I prefer not to. But sometimes you have no choice. And remember the article we read, it said how much oatmeal, here's why you should eat more oatmeal. Here's why you ought to. That was the oatmeal pun. Here's why you ought to eat more oatmeal. But then there's articles that say oatmeal is bad for you. And then there's articles that say oatmeal is good for you. Nobody knows. It's just like eggs.
Well, here's the thing. You got to read the article. What they mean by some oatmeal is bad for you is like the packets of oatmeal are bad for you because they have way more sugar in there to make it taste good. Oatmeal by itself doesn't taste good, but they got to market it, so they put it in a packet and load it with way more sugar than there should be. And then you're not even eating oatmeal; you're just eating a sugar high, and you're just getting all spun out on sugar and taking a shit soon. Good oatmeal is pretty much Quaker Oats with fucking more stuff in it than oatmeal. Like, you want some fucking fruits and berries and maybe like some almond shavings. I don't know if you want to shave an almond in the morning, but you can get them pre-shaved.
Have you ever had the Quaker Oats berries and cream?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Again,
right?
Too much sugar.
Yeah, a lot of
too much sugar.
It's very sweet.
Very sweet. I used to eat that shit all the time, but then it just fucking, I don't know. Normally oatmeal was pretty much like, well, you're poor today. You have to eat oatmeal for dinner.
You ever messed up making the oatmeal and it just tastes like paste?
Yeah, I prefer it to be real thick. I like it to be real thick where you can make pancakes out of it. My wife's giving me a thumbs up on that. She likes a thick oatmeal. I hate runny oatmeal. You can go to McDonald's and get oatmeal, and they'll give you a runny-ass oatmeal. It is gross.
Well, that's what I go to McDonald's for. When I'm on the move for some oatmeal, I go, hey, is there a McDonald's around here?
It's bad. I like the Starbucks has a good oatmeal, the wife says. I think the best oatmeal comes from your mom's pot.
How much is Starbucks oatmeal, by the way?
How much is Starbucks oatmeal on?
I want to say it's like $4.
$4 we're saying.
That's pretty pricey. You can get a box, right?
It's pretty pricey.
You get a box for that price.
You get a cylinder for $5.
Yeah.
And so, like, your bowl pretty much turned into, like, okay, that's like 30 cents.
You get a brown sugar packet, a raisin packet, and like a nut packet, and sometimes they throw in something else.
Okay, hon. I don't know if you can pick that up, but
I picked some of it. I picked some. I heard a packet.
Or dead air.
I heard packet. That's what I heard, but it's okay.
She likes a packet of brown sugar and a teaspoonful of semen.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's where you get the protein from.
And you know what? I like my oatmeal to be made with a splash of milk, and right now I'm using my wife's.
That's the best part. That's the nature. That's nature.
It's Nature Valley. It's fucking, she's got some sweet ass milk. And Bean in a Spawn, I don't know if you know Bean in a Spawn, but Bean in a Spawn is a fella I know. And Mr. Bean Mist, he said, hey, I know some fellas that want to buy your wife's milk.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And I'm like, well, how much are we talking about? And he's like, the going rate is about $5 or $6 an ounce. I was like, nah.
That's way too low.
That's way too low. I mean, an ounce is a lot for what she's making. She's making about like 2 ounces like a pump. Like, I'm not, now that's like fucking chump change here, man. This isn't fast food milk. This is Bill Miller's wife's milk. I'm talking about, like, if you want an ounce, I'm talking about like $100. Don't even fucking bother me.
I saw a Craigslist ad. Somebody was looking to sell breast milk. I was trying to send it to you at work, but my shitty phone couldn't get the good screen cap of it, but somebody was trying to sell breast milk on Craigslist. People do that.
That would, you know what? Like, I don't know.
Would you like to meet the guy who's interested in buying that?
Yeah, the guy who, well, this is the thing. See, my wife's milk is for 2 babies that need it.
Yeah.
You know? And Mr. Beednist, the beady-eyed bastard, he wanted to sell it to a guy that was going to jerk off with it.
Oh!
Like, you know, he's going to be I'm a big old baby, and I'm going to drink milk, and then that gets him hard.
And so he has a lactating fetish, this guy.
Yeah. And he said, he's like, hey, like, we're going to need more than a couple of ounces. This is like a 180-pound-year-old man or a 180-pound man. And I'm like, well, fucking, she's not going to make enough milk for an adult man. She's only going to make enough for 2 little babies and me.
Yeah, you could blame me. I actually gave him your number. He asked what your number is again. He asks us a lot of stupid questions, that guy. He's always like, what time does cabaret start? I'm like, you know what time it starts.
Yeah.
Same time it started for 20 years.
He's awkward. He doesn't know how to, like, break into conversation, but wants to talk to you anyway.
Well, listen.
It doesn't matter. We're here to talk about shit.
Well, that's why we're bringing him up. No, I'm kidding. No, John, if you're listening, we kind of like you, but we're just we're talking shit here.
Yeah, I like being this Bond.
Yeah, I like him too. He actually wants to go see. Did he tell you about the tickets? He wants to see Jeff Ross and Dave Attell.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna go. You should buy me a ticket, and I'll pay him back whenever I feel like it.
There you go. Listen, I don't have anything else for this episode. Do you have anything else poop related, or are we all pooped out?
I like to take a spicy poop every now and then. I feel like it makes me feel alive. I eat something knowingly. It's like, okay, this is going to burn me right now, and it's going to give me the sweats while I eat it. And then tomorrow morning, it's going to give me a nice burning shit. And I like burning shits in like the fucking winter. I like burning, you know, it makes me feel like alive. A nice chilly shit.
Have you ever farted in front of a customer by accident?
Oh, today. Not by accident, on purpose. Like, I let them go, man. I don't give a shit. Sometimes I fart and you can hear it. I'm like, that was me.
Because I know a guy had a gas station job and he dropped something and he bent over and he it was a really loud fart. He just let it out. It was like, brrr! And he was like, sorry. And the person was mad.
I had Burger King last night. And,
that'll do it.
And this morning I had the loudest farts. And a fart that was so loud, my wife woke up and she's like, you know, that would wake up the kids if they were here.
There's a Burger King up the street from my house. Every time I've been to a Burger King, I've gotten nothing but bad service.
Yeah, they're not like Chick-fil-A.
No, Chick-fil-A gives...
They almost suck your dick when you go in there.
Chick-fil-A, because they hate queers and they're very religious, they crack the whip. But these other fast food places, man, they're just, they're brutal.
Yeah.
Plus, if you go to...
talk about, like, I don't know. I was just going to say something awful.
Well, I was going to... Is it like the public freakout type of stuff that I've been watching where black people have been fighted in fast food places? It's not always black. There's white people that every once in a while yell. But I would say 90% of the time, it's like black people that work at the fast food place will just jump over the counter and whip your ass if you get out of line.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I love seeing that. Like, it's kind of like a fucking good for you. Don't take any shit because people go in there and they just go in there to shit on like lower class people that work there. And
did you see the video with the black woman? She beats the white guy upside the head. He was yelling about not giving her a straw, so he tries to reach over to counter for a straw. She grabs him by his shirt and just starts pummeling him. She's like punching him like really hard in the head, just bow, bow, bow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I saw this one where this lady freaking comes into a Domino's before they close and she orders some stuff, and she's just being like, "Oh, you are not going to make me a pizza in the sink." And she wasn't making a pizza in the sink.
Oh, I saw that one.
You saw that one?
And yeah, it was like the pizza that she put it like on this counter that wasn't clean. Is that the one?
Yeah, but the counter was clean.
Yeah, and she was like, "That counter looks dirty," and then the two white guys are eating. She starts recording them, and they're yelling back at her.
And she's like, "I'm gonna ruin your career." And he's like, "I don't fucking have a career. Fuck you."
Yeah, I recorded my own public freak out last week. I played it on the Josh cast, but it's kind of funny. This black woman was like, "Don't record me." I wasn't recording her. I was recording the guy. This black guy. A woman bumped into him out saying, "Excuse me." And he got pissed. He wanted to fight her. He was going to go into her job and like curse her out. So I started recording it. And then I had like three. And then this woman afterwards goes, "You know what upsets me is everybody records, but nobody helps anybody." I said, "Well, what did you do to help the situation?" And she got mad and she walked away. And I was like, "I'm just a bystander. I'm not a cop. There's a cop right there. I'm not going to get in this guy's face. He's pissed off. He's going to fight me. Then he's going to whip my ass and no one's going to help me."
Yeah. I love it.
All right, well, let's end this because this is not doing proof. Bill, thanks again for doing the show.
Anytime. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm going to add more topics soon. Hopefully we'll do maybe a 3-4 topic show like we were doing before. Bring back the Friends show, the sex show, and something else.
That sounds good.
Yeah. All right, Bill Miller, everybody, the great Bill Miller. See you, Bill.
All right. Thank you.
All right, this has been Tales from the Shit.